Deacon Steve has the reflection here at St. Nick's this weekend, so I thought I'd share with you the reflections I gave for the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. We had St. Nick's was the host for the National Night of Prayer for Life this year in Hayes, and so we had Mass at 7 o'clock, and then following that, we had adoration throughout the night, and I think every Catholic organization in Hayes came and represented and spent an hour before the Blessed Sacrament asking for Mary's intercession. And of course, well, we are praying that we become a nation of life and a nation that respects life. And it is very appropriate that Mary's feast day be the day for it. There are all sorts of reasons, but I was just meditating on one for the Holy Day homily, and it stems from the statues of Mary where she has the serpent at her feet. The book of Genesis was the first reading for Feast of the Immaculate Conception, and it was God cursing Satan and God telling us what would happen, that I will put enmity between you and the woman. She will strike at your head and you will strike at her heel, and that hatred was always there. And so the mother of Mary crushed the serpent. That's what's happening in that statue. And Mary and her Immaculate Conception illustrate the mercy of God and the power of God. First of all, Mary received God's mercy in her Immaculate Conception. We had to wait to be baptized before we could hope for the gates of heaven to be open for us. Mary didn't have to do that. Mary knew the grace of baptism from the very moment that her life began. Second, Mary's prayers for us are a sign of God's mercy. Mary wants us to be with her Son and is constantly interceding for us, asking for God's help. Part of the Hail Mary. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. And third, there is a strength in mercy and a strength in Mary that we forget about because we need the strength of mercy now. Satan seems so very powerful today. And I realized on Feast of the Immaculate Conception that Satan always seems very powerful. Satan always seems on the verge of just about being able to take over the world. If only one or two things fall in his favor, then he will have complete power over us. And so we are scared of that. And Satan loves it when we're scared of him too, by the way. But Mary isn't afraid to look at evil. Okay? You see, how can gentleness and forgiveness and mercy fight against the violence of Satan? Well, Mary's able to do it. Mary isn't afraid to look at evil, to stare it squarely in the face. There's a wonderful moment from the Mel Gibson movie, The Passion, and it takes place during the Way of the Cross, and Christ is walking down the center of the street, and Mary is on one side trying to follow him, and the devil is on the other side. This is the scene where the devil is carrying the ugly baby. Now, nobody can see the devil. The devil's just kind of passing through the crowd, kind of riling things up, getting very excited about the fact that the Messiah is about to die. But Mary can see the devil. And Satan knows that Mary can see him. And so they stare at each other. They have a staring contest as they're walking along, following Jesus on the way of the cross. And Mary doesn't look away. Mary stares Satan down. And there's power in that. Mary was not afraid to confront evil. She is not intimidated by Satan. And if Mary isn't intimidated by Satan's bullying, then neither should we. Mary crushed the serpent with her head. One of Mary's many titles is Mother of Mercy. That's in the Memorare. Mother of Mercy, Hail, Holy Queen, Mother of Mercy, our life, our sweetness, and our hope. The power of mercy, the power of love, will conquer this evil. For the Mother of Mercy has crushed the serpent. God's love and God's mercy reign supreme.